Did you know that solving puzzles requires mental flexibility, which is the ability to change and adapt to new strategies when faced with new information or challenges, which helps to train the mind to think outside the box and consider multiple perspectives? Well, now you know. Before we begin, stay updated by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell if you are yet to, because you don't want to miss an episode. Puzzle number 1. The Candle and Two Ropes Puzzle. You have a candle and two ropes. Each rope takes exactly 1 hour to burn when lit at one end. However, the ropes don't burn at a consistent rate, meaning they may burn unevenly, with some parts burning faster than others. Using only these ropes and the candle, how can you measure exactly 45 minutes? Think through and solve the puzzle. The countdown begins now. Solution. Step number 1. Light both ends of the first rope and one end of the second rope. Step number 2. Simultaneously, light the candle from both ends. Step number 3. When the first rope burns completely, 30 minutes have passed, light the other end of the second rope. Step number 4. When the second rope burns completely, 15 minutes have passed, 45 minutes will have elapsed since you lit the ropes. Now you can measure exactly 45 minutes using the candle and the two ropes. Puzzle number 2. The Light and Dark Room Puzzle. You have a room with a single light bulb. There are 3 switches outside the room, but you can't see the light bulb from there. You can toggle the switches as many times as you want, but once you enter the room, you can't touch the switches anymore. Your task is to determine which switch controls the light bulb. And the 10 seconds countdown begins now. Solution. Step number 1. Turn on the first switch and leave it on for a few minutes. Step number 2. Turn off the first switch and turn on the second switch. Step number 3. Enter the room. Now, observe the light bulb's state. If the bulb is on, it corresponds to the second switch, as it is the only switch that is currently on. If the bulb is off but warm, it corresponds to the first switch since it was turned on and recently turned off. If the bulb is off and cool, it corresponds to the third switch since it was never turned on. By following this approach, you can identify which switch controls the light bulb based on its state when you enter the room. Puzzle number 3. The Weighted Coins Puzzle. You have 12 identical looking coins, and one of them is slightly lighter or heavier than the rest. You also have a balance scale. How can you determine which coin is different using the balance scale only 3 times? The countdown begins now. Solution. Divide the 12 coins into 3 groups of 4 coins each, A, B, and C. Step number 1. Weigh Group A against Group B. If they balance, the different coin is in Group C. Go to Step 2. If they don't balance, go to Step 3. Step number 2. Weigh 2 coins from Group C against each other. If they balance, the remaining unweighed coin in Group C is the different one. If they don't balance, the lighter or heavier coin is the different one. Step number 3. Take the heavier group from the initial weighing A or B and weigh 2 coins from that group against each other. If they balance, the remaining unweighed coin in that group is the different one. If they don't balance, the heavier coin is the different one. By following this approach, you can determine which coin is different and whether it is lighter or heavier using the balance scale in only 3 weightings. Puzzle number 4. The Stolen Jewels Puzzle. There are 3 suspects: Alice, Bob, and Carol. One of them stole the jewels, and the following statements are given. Alice said, "Bob stole the jewels." Bob said, "Carol didn't steal the jewels." Carol said, "I didn't steal the jewels." Assuming that only one person is lying, who stole the jewels? Your countdown begins now. Solution. If Bob's statement is true, it means Carol didn't steal the jewels. However, this would mean that Alice is lying, which contradicts the assumption that only one person is lying. Therefore, Bob's statement must be false. If Carol's statement is true, it means she didn't steal the jewels. This would make Alice's statement true, which again contradicts the assumption. Therefore, Carol's statement must be false. By elimination, Alice's statement is true, meaning Bob is the one who stole the jewels. Using logical deduction, you can determine that Bob is the culprit based on the contradictions in the suspect's statements. Puzzle number 5. The Truthful and Lying Soldier Puzzle. In a land, there are two types of soldiers: knights, who always tell the truth, and knaves, who always lie. You encounter two soldiers, Soldier A and Soldier B. You know that one of them is a knight and the other is a knave, but you don't know who is who. You are allowed to ask one soldier only one yes or no question to determine which soldier is the knight and which one is the knave. What question should you ask? The 10 seconds countdown begins now. Solution. To determine which soldier is the knight and which one is the knave, you can ask either soldier the following question: if I were to ask the other soldier which one is the knight, what would they say? Explanation. If you ask the knight, they will tell you that the knave would point to themselves as the knight. If you ask the knave, they will lie and still point to themselves as the knight. In both cases, the answer you receive will point to the same soldier as the knight, revealing the true identity of both soldiers. That is the final puzzle of this video. Let me know in the comment section the percentage you got by multiplying the number of puzzles solved by 20. And also, if you have any other solution to the puzzles, don't hesitate to type in the comment section. Stay tuned for more mind-blowing and brainstorming puzzles that will make you a genius by hitting the subscription button and the notification bell for alerts. Thank you.